Let's continue to discuss the project risk management terminologies. These terminologies provide a common language for discussing and addressing risks in a project environment. By the end of this lecture, you should have a solid understanding of these terms and how they contribute to effective risk management. Let's get started. Understanding the risk acceptance. Acknowledging the risk and preparing to manage its impact if it occurs. Risk acceptance is a viable strategy when risks are low in probability or impact, or when mitigation is cost prohibitive. Project managers use this approach when the cost of mitigation is higher than the expected impact, or when risks are deemed manageable. Understanding the risk register. A document that lists all identified risks, their analysis, and response plans. The risk register serves as a centralized repository for all risk-related information in a project. Project managers use the risk register to track and manage risks throughout the project lifecycle. Risk triggers. Events or conditions that signal that a risk is about to occur. Identifying risk triggers helps in early detection, allowing for timely response. Project managers monitor risk triggers to anticipate and respond to emerging risks. Risk appetite. The level of risk an organization or project team is willing to accept. Risk appetite defines the boundaries within which project managers can operate when addressing risks. Project managers align their risk response strategies with the organization's risk appetite to ensure consistency. Let's understand the risk tolerance. The degree of variation in risk that a project can withstand before requiring corrective action. Risk tolerance determines the flexibility a project manager has in managing risks. Project managers assess risk tolerance to understand how much deviation from expected outcomes is acceptable before requiring adjustments. Risk communication. The process of conveying risk-related information to stakeholders. Effective communication ensures stakeholders are informed about risks and their potential impacts. Project managers use various communication methods to keep stakeholders updated on risk status and response plans. Risk contingency plans. Backup plans designed to address risks if they occur. Contingency plans provide a safety net, allowing project managers to respond quickly to risks. Project managers create contingency plans for high-impact risks to minimize disruption. Understanding the residual risk. Risks that remain after risk response strategies have been implemented. Residual risk represents the remaining exposure after risk mitigation or avoidance. Project managers account for residual risks and ensure they are within acceptable levels. Secondary risk. Risks that arise as a result of implementing risk response strategies. Understanding secondary risks helps project managers anticipate unintended consequences of risk response. Project managers assess secondary risks when planning risk responses to ensure they don't create new problems. Risk breakdown, structure, or simply RBS. A hierarchical representation of risks, categorized by source or type. The RBS helps project managers organize and understand the different types of risks in a structured manner. Project managers use RBS to categorize risks and identify areas of concentration.